just as we came out of the gold. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now.
El coral está al ladito, ¿no?
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy put a pin in Paimon's tummy.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be... Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue.
One certainly could.
Huh?
Habla el pájaro.
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hands is he. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Bueno, vamos allá.
Yep.
La primera victoria. Estoy dentro de ella.
No. Ya está.
Vas a perder una victoria.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong ballista!
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
Anda, mola,
All
también.
able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
Fine work. Finished.
Let's move.
Let me scribe!
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Ancient gods attack me again! There are so many Fatui too! I can't!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from their body, it's like the time in Julian Cars!
Se mueve la torre.
¿Cómo le gusta? Vamos.
It's not a huge shockwave! This granny's really
¡Me gusta la presión!
Ahí no creo que vaya mucha gente hoy.
Se mueve la torre.
Venga, vamos, matamos a todos y ganamos.
Tenemos helicóptero, tenemos carro, mucho loot. Abajo, nada, eso no va.
Looks like I went too far.
Abajo también, cabrón.
Digo, de sobra,
Tienes
este
uno,
mejor.
tienes uno ahí
This should be fun.
y otro más a la izquierda.
Bubba, get them!
Que van
With
para
the
allá.
blood of the Chilean, I guard you against
Anda,
evil!
claro.
Cast your fear of
Cago en la
injury
puta,
by
vamos
the
allá.
wayside
No sé si
and
llegan
fight
arriba,
with
me
all
parece que
your
van para
might! I too did this during the Archon War!
El que no llegó arriba soy yo, me parece.
My
Me van a coger el helicóptero.
Take my power and run as I do.
Coge el helicóptero, mira.
Tía.
Llego yo al helicóptero. El helicóptero es mío, pequeñín.
Han caído aquí, ¿eh? En la lupa han ido.
Ahora voy a por vosotros. Hay uno arriba.
Me voy para atrás.
Se tira. Uy, 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 chiquitín. ¡Me ha volado el helicóptero!
Buena.
¿Ha explotado solo el helicóptero tú? Es que me ha batido un subnormal. Con una granada, no sé qué ha tirado. Te reviento, hijo de
This will
puta,
hurt
te
a little.
reviento.
Please bear
Te
with us.
reviento, hijo de puta.
Intento ir, pero no.
Adapted. Try to use them in battle.
Nada, han tirado un helicóptero, aquí va a caer mucha gente. Yo no entiendo, a todo el mundo cae ahora en prisión.
Look at me. Just once. Over here.
Toma por culo uno.
Sube, sube, que me muero.
Voy.
No, no llega, no llega.
Oh.
Arriba tienes cosas, que estaba el compañero abatido también. Se abatió solo su uno, ¿vale?
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Arriba creo que no tienes más. Creo que han caído por abajo.
This captures it. This is it.
Decided by destiny. Blink.
No, esto es todo fuerte.
¡Bueno! ¡Bueno! Buah, es que me lo dan en la puta cabeza. ¿Cómo me río?
Delvin from fate is upon you. The Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
¿Hay uno?
No, voy a comprarte, si no.
para allá.
Solo que la ventaja la tienen ellos ahora,
La yugular.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit
Me caía uno
ourselves
arriba,
fully.
no sé. Aquí tienes algún arma.
La caja aquí.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
¿Disparado?
Yo...
Pila, vete a tomar por. Tengo mucha pasta.
Tenemos que quitar caja ya. Pero llega, ¿eh?
Sí.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give
Han comprado el carro, tú.
no matter what.
Sí.
I have another
No
idea.
lo veo.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the
Está
meaning
abajo
of
nuestro.
this?
Está aquí.
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Impresionante. Muy bonito, muy bonito.
¿Tú ves
Todos
algo?
felices. Vuelve a salir el sol.
Estaban aquí abajo, pero no lo veo.
Espera que voy a subir, que me voy a tirar para allí.
Is it
¿Dónde la tiré?
finally
Tiro
over?
por aquí.
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed
Yo
begun
subo
to
por aquí.
fade. The effects of the sigil of permission last but a short time.
Qué casualidad, macho.
It will be some time before the overlord of the vortex
Bueno,
can
que ahora
make
no sé
any
subir por aquí.
We are indebted to
Estamos
you
cerca,
for
eh?
your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloudred.
Voy
I've
aquí.
heard that when Ningguang
arriba.
began
Ah,
esta es
her
la lugareña.
business, she had already started
Han abierto
setting
puerta, ¿eh?
aside part of her
Yo.
then limited income. At first,
quieres vamos a la
it
salta,
was only
como
the
quieras.
size of a small
tiro aquí.
room.
Da igual.
But with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before. It is a testament to Ningguang's
saltas.
entire life, both as a businesswoman and as seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperate.
Well, I was really
dos cajas
hoping
ahí
you
abajo,
would
eh.
say that such sacrifice could.
O hay una.
Thank you all for hearing me out.
No, dos.
Mira,
We know very
El
well
VORTICE ha
why
ido
the
de prisión
Adepti
ya, eh.
came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years.
Dos, una encima de la otra.
According to our record, even to this very day,
Vamos a la otra torre.
Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable. But that does not
Todavía no
mean
tenemos ni
that the
coche.
Liyue of today is the same city as it was all. Do not merely cast
De
your
momento
protective
estamos
gaze
dentro,
upon
pero-
the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city.
Are you questioning our means of protecting
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part.
This morning, Rex Lapis
qué raro,
appeared
me
to
parece
me.
que no sabes,
What?
macho.
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him How the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world. But I dared not speak.
Vamos a mirar con el radar por aquí.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to...
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the four winds. The animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend... I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray...
Huh?
RPG?
Why does everyone look so down?
No sé.
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those
Vas a
powerful
ir por aquí,
heroes with their visions. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to
El radar no marca nada.
because we are Adepti.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary, although their blood is weak. There is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place.
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not...
Seems like the Adepti have had...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave.
No tenemos trophy, ¿no?
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the... Fair enough. Since we Adepti have consensus, but how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is...
Se ven tiros cerca, ¿eh?
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well. Oh, right.
Hay que salir corriendo.
It's
Compro la
nice
uva y
that
salimos
we've
corriendo,
got
pero
peace
ya.
and all, but Child wanted to unleash
Tengo aquí,
the
creo,
god.
¿eh?
But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of...
Nos piramos.
Están abajo,
Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the
marcho
Adepti
volando,
right of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's going. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Tengo dirección para allá.
Y no me engancha la piedra, me cago en...